Welcome to my channel, Jaloso Reactions. Come holler at your boy, Jaloso Nation, aka Chico Black. We bring real reactions with energy, honesty, and personality. If you love rap and hip hop, you are in the right place. Expect old school classics and the latest news in music. We also keep the conversation moving wherever the journey goes. We talk basketball, football, boxing, and the moments fans cannot stop discussing. Bring your opinions because every reaction starts with the community. So tap in, like, sub, and share with somebody who loves real hip hop. Most of all, God bless to all. This is Jaloso Nation.
This story still has unanswered questions. Sean Combs built a public career from Harlem roots to a music empire called Bad Boy Records. That success spread through music, fashion, and nightlife, while his image became part of the culture he helped shape. But fame also brought scrutiny, as old conflicts and new allegations drew public attention. The Tupac and Biggie murders remain legally unresolved, and no conviction has established that Combs ordered either killing. Online theories connect Combs to those deaths, but theories are not the same as evidence. A separate criminal case has intensified questions around his power, yet every charge still requires proof beyond a reasonable. So whether karma catches up is a question the verdict must answer, with evidence, not internet certainty. Whether Combs is found guilty depends on the evidence and the final verdict. His life story now carries a deeper lesson. Success can amplify both influence and accountability. Follow for documented updates, not rumors.
This is a question that has been debated for almost 35, close to 36 to 37 years when it comes to this man through his whole career. His deceitful, deceptive, evil, manipulating ways, the way he moved, basically what he did to Biggie Smalls, what he did to a lot of his artists, what he did to get to the top of the food chain when it comes to the hip hop industry, and just how manipulative and of an egotistic maniac and psychopath, and also a sick individual that this man is. You're telling me that this is still debated after 30-something years, and how this man is supposed to be looked at? It's still debatable that this man is guilty of what he did to Pac and Big. It's still debatable if this man should spend the rest of his life in prison. It's debatable that this man has a sick agenda with the elites, and because he fucked around with the elites with his drinking brand, that's how everything happened. But the way they set it up, it was so, you could see it was a whole setup. First, he disrespects the drinking brand. He sues them. He wants more money. He's getting greedy. His ego is allowing him to think that he's bigger than the program itself. Next thing you know, the video of Cassidy comes out. Bam. Next thing you know, the FBI raids his mansion in Miami, and they missed one, but they still raided them. Number 3, they prosecuted him for prostitution, charges and a lot of other things, but mostly because of, engaging prostitution like it was a fucking narcotic job. They holding him there. They gave him 50 months, which is, I believe, is 4 years. But they saying that he's going to come out sometime between April 2027. But it might be on hold because now P.Diddy is on the trial for the Tupac murder. And P.Diddy is putting P.Diddy out there as if he was the orchestrator, the mastermind, the man that asked P.Diddy, yo, if you kill Pac and if you kill Big, I'll give you $1 million. Keefe D never received half of it, didn't even receive a minimum of it or a veteran minimum of it, nothing. Keefe D came out of the interview and said, man, if I would have known this, I would have never done this shit for this dude. This dude never hollered at me. Even came out of interviews and saying, damn, P. Diddy Love or P Love, whatever your name is, look out for a brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Share with a brother. You know, show some love and shit. But P. Diddy never responded. He never gave him a notice or a notification or a text or a message. P. Diddy just decided to go on with his life thinking that this was not going to haunt him back. And in result, it has hunted him back in a way that he never expected it. He never predicted it. He never called for it. He never saw it coming. It was like a magic trick that just came out of nowhere and said, Kazam, voila, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull out the rabbit from the fucking magic hat. And now he's looking not only the possibility of having to stand trial, but also the possibility that he will be charged with the Tupac murder. And if they want to investigate and go further, they can even see if he had anything to do with the Biggie Smalls, you know what I'm saying, murder, which was also a setup. And just as political and the government and a lot of people like the NYPD and also the Compton Sheriff's Department and the LAPD that were all involved in it with a lot of government officials. So if Diddy decides to go ahead and acknowledge the fact that he's fucked, that he's caught up, and he decides to talk, how many people is P. Diddy taking down? Like Nino Brown said, fuck that. If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody down with me. And that's where the real debate starts. That's where the real altercation, that's where the real information will be let out. Because Keefe D is already doing his part, you know, saying that it was Mr. Puff Daddy that created and manufactured and orchestrated everything. But the only thing is that these are just rumors. These are just debatable conversations that never have an ending, don't have a closure, don't have a perspective into saying if he did collaborate it or he did orchestrated it or he did, you know what I'm saying, masterminded the whole plan for him to get away. But as you can see, Gene Deal and several others have also called out P. Diddy for being an informant for the FBI, even seen him come out of FBI buildings in Washington. And not only that, sitting down with government officials, giving paperwork and all types of shit. So this is the key witness, along with Keefe D. One of the outlaws, you know what I'm saying, was on trial yesterday, you know what I'm saying. He was testifying, and let me tell you something. He gave a heartbreak story. Basically just saying, man, that not too much, but also just the incident that held within, you know, the Mike Tyson fight, Tupac, you know, engaging that problem with Orlando Anderson and how everything corresponded that day, you know what I'm saying, when Tupac was murdered. And it was just a sad way of how he was putting it, you know what I mean. There's so much to tell, but so little information, so much proof and evidence that can hold, you know what I'm saying, P. Diddy down. Keefe D's already scarred. As much as you want to put it, Keefe D is already scarred. He is looking at some serious time. But if the prosecution and the state and the government can pin also P. Diddy in this, which they should, because I still believe that they're not going to charge nobody. Nobody's going to go to jail. Nobody's going to go to prison. Nobody's going to do no time. But if the courts prove being wrong, then I'll just shut the fuck up. But if they cannot pin this on P. Diddy will walk away. He will walk away scot-free in 2027 of April. And another thing, the prosecution really don't have that power, that powerhouse of, you know what I'm saying, people that are willing to just let everything know. Because a lot of people are scared, or they don't want to get on the stand, or they're going to think that their families or their lives are going to be threatened or in danger, or they might be taken out or disappear from the bottom of the map. Who knows? But P. Diddy knows one thing. They got him by the throat. They squeezing it now. Now he's seen that he's so much under pressure, so much under stress, and so much going through it, that maybe he won't have no other choice but to just go ahead and just say everything. But it's not the fact that he was involved. It's in fact how many others were involved that were never mentioned, that never was, pointed as being role people in it, or people that are speculated or were speculated that never was looked at suspects, that P. Diddy knows that he can point the finger and he can fuck them up. Excuse me. Or maybe he's looking for immunity. Yeah, if y'all want me to talk, y'all got to give me immunity. Y'all got to give me immunity and y'all got to disappear me, whatever the case may be. Because I'm not going to talk if I'm not going to get nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go ahead and snitch, which we all know that he a snitch. But if I can't get immunity, I'm not finna do nothing. And I think that's what P. Diddy is looking for. If y'all want me to testify, y'all need immunity. And Keefe D said that he wasn't at the fight, that he wasn't in Las Vegas where Mike Tyson fought, where Tupac was at, where he got murdered in Las Vegas. He said he wasn't there. But in the book, it's another story. It's a different perspective. It's a different persona. It's a different story. So you see, who knows how much revealing and how much truth P. Diddy is willing to say. Because now we know that Keefe D ain't with it. Keefe D is letting it be known. Keefe D is opening his mouth just like he did in his book. But he's saying that he's innocent. Make that make fucking sense. Make that come into Prodigy and just make it make sense in any type of shape, way, or form. You said for multiple years, you never misguided that debate. You never questioned it. You never said, oh no, they wrote that wrong. They quoted that in the book wrong. They misquoted that in the documentary. No, I am not a part of that. I am not a part of that murder. I wasn't there. I wasn't, one that orchestrated it or masterminded it or put it together. No, that's not what this significancy is about. It's about that he was there, but the person that was going to give him the $1 million, it's not corresponding. He's not engaging. He's not cooperating as we speak. But once the law hits P. Diddy with, well, we got you on this, we got you on this, we got you on this, and we can extend your sentence without you even budging, you need to talk now. If P. Diddy feels that he has no other way out, he will let everything know. He will expose everything. And guess what? When the trial is over, guess what they're going to do to him? They are going to disappear him. They are going to vanish him. They are going to evaporate this man. Don't get it twisted. And one thing we all know for sure, we all know, if P. Diddy decides to call out Snoop Dogg's name and say, well, he had something to do with it too, because he hated Tupac. He wanted Tupac out of death row, so we orchestrated it and planned it together. Then that opens another can of whoop ass, because Snoop Dogg for years is another alleged suspect to the Tupac's murder. He hated Tupac. He was jealous of Pac. Pac became death row. So you see, there's a lot of people that are involved in this, and only Keefe D and Puff Daddy and Mr. Snoop Dogg knows. You never know. Suge Knight might know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was in the plot too. Who can say that? But one thing is for sure. I know P. Diddy is guilty. I know P. Diddy orchestrated it. He was the mastermind. He was the one that put this shit together. And it's only Keefe D that can keep his name out. Or he can go ahead and just upbring like an offspring P. Diddy's name to get him into more trouble, to make him look more like the suspect and the man that orchestrated Mr. Tupac's murder. We shall see. Who knows? One thing is for sure. I'm seeing that this trial is really trying to make you know what I'm saying, not an understanding for itself and a standard, but after 27 to 30 years, what can you do? The two dead men can't talk, can't defend themselves, can't say nothing. They can't take accountability for what the others did, nothing. So all you got is the word of one man to another man, to the state, to the government, and those that wanted him gone. So basically, if this is something that the state wants to cover up and the government does not want to exceed to even be more brought out to what it already is, believe me, they will cover it up and they will find a fucking way for it to be over soon. But it's already in the opening. The spectators, the speculators, the fans that really want to see justice be served, and those within the music business that have no idea will find justice or not.